Hello viewers, welcome to eSpectrum online learning platform. This is our session 3 on Introduction to Python Programming.
Will be studying in this particular session is we are supposed to discuss Python comments, how comments are given, input operation, accepting from the input, displaying the output that we want to, what are the different identifiers present, and what are the different Python variables. See the Python comments. What is basically use of comments is this can be used to explain the Python code, to make the code more readable, to prevent the execution when testing the code, and most important, in Python, it starts with the hash sign. So whatever statement that I will be writing after the hash is not executed. So what is the syntax? You can observe here, it is hash and the statement written is this is a comment. So when I execute this program, I will be only displaying hello world. There can be a space or no space between the hash and the first character of the comment. So both these type of comments are allowed. You may give space or the user. Now if I want to give the multiple lines as comments, how it is to be given? So Python does not really have a syntax for multi-line comments, but we can modify it. To add a multi-line comment, you can insert the hash before each line. So how it will look like? Suppose I want to insert 3 lines. So every line before typing, I should append a hash sign. Okay. Is there any other option? The other option which is available for multiple line comments is triple double quotes or triple single quotes at the start and end of the comment block. So here it is demonstrated. This is my total comment section. So it is starting with the triple double quotes. So if I run this, I will be only displaying welcome to the first. Now, what is the input operation? Whenever you are making a program, user acceptable, that is user wants to input some data into the program, then the most important function that I require is input. The input is nothing but some value from the system or the user. Whatever you enter as input, the input function converts it into string by default into Python. So depending on the version that I will be using, whether I am using Python 2 or I am using Python 3, the use of input function varies. So in Python 2, there are two functions supported, that is simple input round brackets open, or it can be raw input round brackets open. Here in Python 3 that we will be discussing, there are two functions, eval input or plain input. The use that we will be seeing when we will. Okay. So input function we want is, I want to enter the name and I want to display it. So let us see how it is done. Let us see our first program in the Python. So how we are giving the comments in the Python, it starts with the sign hash. So it will be hash. You can write the statement whatever you want. This is my first code in Python. Okay. So we will see the use of input and output. In this case, simple program, x is equal to, I will type input double quotes compulsory, enter your name. Okay, double quotes complete. Y is equal to input enter your marks of diploma. Okay. And we will display it. So it will be print function which is used, print x, simple, and print y. And if I say save the file and run, what we are getting?
enter your name as my output. Say I enter my name. My diploma percentage, say 80%. Okay. So if at all there is any error, you will get the error displayed, or if there is no error, then your program you will get the output. So it is by mistake we type capital P, so it was showing error. So now it is asking enter your name. So let us enter the name and your marks, and now it has been displayed. Okay.
Next, we want to see what is the use of input and another section of the input value. Okay. The another form of input which is available in case of Python 3 is evaluated input. So what is the use of evaluated input? Let us see through the program. This program is used to enter the two numbers and it is adding into a variable z, that is equal to x plus y, and we are printing the z. So if I only type the section x is equal to input and y is equal to input, and if I output z, you can observe that I am getting only 2020. So by default, the input function in Python 3 accepts the input from the user and it displays it in the form of concatenation of strings. So that is why I am getting it as 2020. But if I want to accept the input as integer or some different variables, different data type, then what I should do is I should use the another version of input, that is eval into brackets input. Now if I modify my code, what I will be observing is here, this is my first part which is showing if I enter 2030, the addition it is printing is 2030, it is 20 after 30. But when I use eval, it is displaying that addition of 20 and 30 is 50. So this is how the eval function is checking what type of data type it is, and then it is performing a particular operation. Okay. Let us see next how the output function is being used in case of Python. So for this, we have considered one code here. What is done is, I am using the print function. In the first case, if you observe, it is just printing a group of characters, that is without any variables I want to print. So I have only print Python is a fun. Now after this, I will be assigning one value to a variable a is equal to 5. Now I want to display this value of variable. So what I will be doing is, I will be displaying now two things, that is a is equal to is a string and the actual value of a. So I am passing how many objects to the function? Two objects. Then I am taking one more variable b and I am assigning value of a to b. Now I want to display a is equal to b. Okay, so how I will be doing this? This is a is equal to is my one group, b is equal to is my second group, and value of a I want to display in between. So it is separated by commas. So I am passing how many objects now to the print function? I am passing three objects. So if I run the code, what you will be getting as output is this. It is Python is fun. It is a is equal to 5 and a is equal to 5 is equal to b. So in place of middle a, now what is displayed is the actual value of a and b, which is displayed. So you can use, if I want to insert the spaces, as in C also, slash n is the function which is used. So slash n is the character. If I use it, I will be getting the spaces between the print statement. So two spaces are inserted, you can observe. By default, when I use print function in Python, it is inserting the new character. Okay. Now indentation is the concept, one more concept that we want to study in Python. That is, if I go on writing the code simply, x is equal to 100, y is equal to 100, print x, print y, print x plus y, etc. It is called as non-indented code. So it is very difficult to understand also. So in case of loops or conditional statements that we will be discussing further, you are using the indentation. Compulsorily Python supports indentation. What we observe is block 1 is starting at the edge, first stage. Block 2 is inner of block 1, inner stage of block 1. Similarly, block 3 is inside block 2. So this is how we should read the indentation. That is, in block 1 I have block 2, in block 2 I have block 3. So once I complete block 3, I will come into again block 2 condition checking. Again when I complete block 2 execution, I will go for block 1 execution. The next part that we will see is Python identifiers and the rules. That is how I am supposed to give name to different variable. So identifier is a user defined name. It uniquely identifies some entity like variable, or it can be a name of a function, or it can be name of a class of in the program. So an identifier can have a short name like x and y, or more descriptive name, that is age, name, or total underscore volume. An identifier name must start with a letter or compulsorily underscore character. It cannot start with a number. So identifier name cannot start with number at all. So what are the identifiers available in Python? It can be a name of a variable, it can be name of a class, it can be name of function, it can be name of structure. Then some more rules of identifiers. An identifier name can only contain alphanumeric characters and the underscores. So it can be capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9, and it includes underscore also. Identifiers are case sensitive. It means if I type small alphabets A, G, E, only A capital G, E, and all A, G, E capital, these are considered as three different variables in the Python. Then keywords cannot be used as identifiers. That is the common rule being used in any programming language. Whatever inbuilt functions which are supported cannot be given the same names. We cannot use the special characters also while using the identifiers. So variables, all variables names are the identifiers. It gives the unique name to the memory location. Variable is used to name a memory location which holds a value. What does it mean? X is equal to 5. So in this expression, you can observe variable name is, that is identifier is X, memory location is one memory location, and the value which is held in the memory location. So variables are the containers for storing the data values. Unlike other programming languages, Python has no command for declaring a variable. You have seen in the programs, whatever variable that you will be using, you can use directly. The value that you assign to the variable will define its data type, that we will see in the next session. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. Whenever in Python program I type x is equal to 2, it means the variable is created. So x is equal to 5 is one variable, y is equal to John in double quotes is the example of string type, and you are just printing. Some more points. Variables do not need to be declared with any particular type and can even change the type after they have been set. In between, it is possible that you will be changing its data type. So this type checking is done whenever you are compiling your program, or dynamic type checking is also possible. Thanks for watching video. Please like, subscribe my channel. For further notifications, click on bell icon. If you like my videos, share with your friends. Python installation official website link I have given in my description box. Thank you.